What can you buy in Disney World, including some things I guarantee you've never thought about that are actually worth your hard-earned cash? We're here to help you choose what's really worth it during your next Disney World trip. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Not gonna lie, the word always kind of scares me. It's very all or nothing. So when I say you always need to buy these things in Disney World, what I really mean is that you always need to buy them if you're looking for the best vacation conveniences and if you're looking for enhanced experiences that your kids are gonna remember forever. After all, every purchase counts when you're inside the Disney bubble, but not every purchase is gonna be worth its price tag. So today, the DFB team and I are putting our heads together to come up with lists of Disney World items we love purchasing, and we think you will too. First up is experiences. I love a classic touristy keychain as much as the next person, but if you're wanting to purchase something extra at Disney that you're not just going to forget about at the bottom of your backpack somewhere, then you might want to think about purchasing the gift of experiences instead. How about a lock of hair? That sounds weird. Is it not normal to buy your own hair inside a theme park? Okay, I promise this is a lot less creepy than it sounds. In fact, I think it's actually charming. Harmony Barbershop is a vintage style salon inside Magic Kingdom where all ages can go and get their hair cut on Main Street, USA. The most memorable part of this experience is taking your little one to get their very first haircut in Disney World. The My First Haircut experience starts at $28, pretty cheap, and includes not only the haircut itself, but also a commemorative Mickey ear hat, a keepsake lock of hair, and an official milestone certificate. Oh, wait, Bria's got one for you too.
Hey friends, Bria the scriptwriter here. In past videos, I've written warnings to parents about taking their little ones to Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique in Magic Kingdom just because it's a fairly expensive dress-up experience that not every kid is going to absolutely love. When I was a kid, I would have loved the dress-up part, but hated the hairstyling part. Every time my mom came over with a brush, I'd freak out, and she was always like, "You've got to let me brush your hair or we've just got to go get it cut." So let's just say the majority of my childhood, I sported a nice short bob. And I know there are a lot of kiddos out there who feel similarly. There are also kiddos who aren't gonna love having all the attention on them for that much time. It's just a matter of preference and personality. But if you've got a kid in your group who'd love to be treated like royalty while inside Magic Kingdom, then Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique is one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments that you'll want to make reservations for before your kid ages out of the experience, since this is only for ages 3 to 12. There are different packages and different price points that you can choose from, but each package will give your kiddo the opportunity to star in their own magical fairy tale for the next 90 minutes. And their very own fairy godmother will pamper them with makeup, hairstyles, costumes, and accessories that you're going to want to take a gazillion pictures of.
Next on my list of experiences is a fireworks cruise. Private fireworks cruises allow you and up to 10 guests to watch either the Magic Kingdom or Epcot fireworks from a whole new and very watery vantage point. This specialty cruise comes with piped-in music straight from the nighttime spectaculars, as well as your own captain, and an assortment of snacks and soft drinks. You can also add on some festive banners and decor for no extra cost while making your big reservation if your group is planning on celebrating. I actually took my parents on an anniversary cruise, and it was awesome. Fireworks cruises sail out of the Contemporary, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, Fort Wilderness, and Wilderness Lodge marinas if you want to see the Magic Kingdom show, and they sail from Yacht and Beach Club if you want to see the Epcot show. Both types of fireworks cruises start at $399. You can call to book one before your trip at 407-939-7529. Again, I took my parents on an anniversary cruise, and it was one of the most fun things that we did together. And now that my dad's gone, those memories are 1000% something that I treasure much more than like a Spirit jersey. And speaking of experiences, there are so many more things you can do in Disney World that a lot of people don't even know about. We've got a video coming up, or maybe it's already up. I'm not sure when these are going up, but it talks about a bunch of things that you can do in Disney World that you didn't even know existed. That's going to be a really fun one to look at as you're thinking about where does it make sense to spend your kind of souvenir budget. Now, I talked about taking my parents, but what about the kids? How about moments that'll make your kids go, "Are you sure this is okay?" This is your chance to really blow your kids' minds. While it's important to keep little ones on a stricter schedule when it comes to regular naps and feeding times, just to help keep the tantrums at a minimum, your older kids might find it really cool if their parents decided to loosen the reins of the rules just a little bit while you're in the Disney bubble. After all, what happens in Disney stays in Disney. So what do I mean by that? Well, this is me giving you permission to purchase things like ice cream for breakfast one morning, or a custom Lego minifigure from the Lego store in Disney Springs, even though you've sworn off buying any more Legos because you're tired of stepping on them. Or a late night after hours event that'll go past everyone's bedtime as long as you got a day of rest planned for the next day, or a fun and colorful cupcake with their favorite character on top, even if you try to avoid purchasing food at the store just because they have a certain character slapped on the box. No, kids, I'm not saying there should be no rules in Disney World, because those are there to keep you safe. But when it comes to some of those less serious rules, you parents out there could create a really fun moment that'll make your kids say, even for years to come, "Hey, remember that one Disney vacation where we ordered pizza to our hotel and played card games while watching Mickey Mouse cartoons way past our bedtime? Now that was a good time." Yeah, I promise, it doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it can make a huge difference to what your kids remember as they get older. Okay, next on my list of stuff you should buy in Disney World, the personalized stuff. Why just purchase a souvenir when you could purchase a souvenir that actually means something to you, your family, and your trip? Here are some of our favorite custom gifts that you can pick up and take home with you and uniquely display in your home afterwards. The personalized ornaments are numero uno. Not too expensive and awesome. What better way to commemorate your Disney World vacation than by purchasing a personalized ornament? Now, each time it's time to put the tree up again, you can take this little guy out and remember that really awesome time you have with your family and friends. Now, if you visit Magic Kingdom's Yield Christmas Shop or Disney Springs Disney's Days of Christmas store, you can pick out a festive ornament even in the middle of summer to best represent your trip or your personal interests. Then, whatever ornament you choose, you can get it personalized by a really talented artistic cast member for a few dollars extra, depending on what details you decide to add. But personalized Disney World items don't just come in ornament form. Disney's got several opportunities for you to get exclusive engraved items like hats and shirts, jewelry, ears, parasols. Oh my gosh, that parasol my parents got me in Epcot when I was little. Oh my word, you guys, I had that in my room for probably 10 years. You got phone cases, candies, and more. Just to give you a few examples, there are those embroidered Mickey hats that you can get at Curtain Call Collectibles in Magic Kingdom if you want to get your ear hat personalized with a fun message or name. You can get customized M&Ms at the M&M store in Disney Springs, where each little chocolatey bite has photos, icons, texts, and colors tailored to what you want them to feature. Animal Kingdom has a customizable avatar figurine experience over at the Wind Traders gift shop, where you can make an avatar that looks kind of like you. Kind of. And just to name one more out of the many customizable options around property, Hollywood Studios has a customizable lightsaber building experience over at Savi's Workshop and a build your own droid experience over at Droid Depot in Galaxy's Edge. Though you can also build a much more affordable saber or droid over at Tatooine Traders in Echo Lake. Note, you do have to book reservations for Savi's Workshop in advance. Keep your eyes peeled, which Bria knows I hate that phrase, but she keeps saying it, for those signs in the Disney shops that direct you to customizable or create your own or personalized experiences. A few of these personalized opportunities can be found around more Disney Springs stores like Uniqlo, Marketplace Co-op, and the Art of Disney.
To this day, the artwork that I've purchased while I've been at Disney World continues to be my favorite souvenir ever. My all-time favorite piece is the one that I got with my husband when we were on our honeymoon. It was over at Art of Disney in Disney Springs, and it's this beautiful picture of Mickey and Minnie standing outside the Grand Floridian wedding pavilion. And because we timed our visit just right, we were able to get our artwork signed by the actual artist too. Visiting artists frequently pop up in the Art of Disney store to answer questions and sign their work for free, so it's always worth checking and seeing if an artist that you admire is paying the shopping district a visit during your next trip. Another way to get artist-signed artwork is by visiting Epcot's Festival of the Arts, where several artists will hang out around their booths ready to autograph their work and chit-chat with you in the process.
Ooh, Bria, I agree 1,000%. I got this great piece of art just created at the Festival of the Arts for my son for his room. It is like nothing I've ever seen. It was incredibly done, very, very high quality, just amazing, and I still love this thing. Now, how about custom activities? If it's time to really show off your own artistic skills or just have fun trying, in the afternoons, the Disney resorts usually have some sort of limited time arts and crafts activity going on that'll make for a memorable souvenir that you and your family can create yourself. We've seen tie-dyed shirts at Pop Century and several other hotels. I actually made tie-dye shirts with my son when he was little, and he wore that a million times until he grew out of it. You know, kids do that, but we loved it. There's button art at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, kukui nut necklaces at Polynesian Village, and lots of other activities offered during specific time frames throughout the week at all different hotels. These projects usually cost around $10 to $25 each. You can even make your own mini ears at Grand Floridian, but you can participate in making them even if you're not staying there as a guest yourself. And you don't need to make prior reservations for these either, which is a double win. There are also a few pricier art classes and projects you can partake in around the resorts that'll take longer than stringing beads on a necklace, like the Spanish mosaic art at Coronado Springs Gran Destino Tower and ceramic Cinderella castle painting at the Contemporary Resorts Bay Lake Tower. Again, these arts and crafts activities aren't always available every day of the week, so it's good to take a peek at the lobby's activities boards to see what's happening during your visit, as well as what time it's happening. Front desk cast members will also be able to update you on the 411 to make sure you don't miss out on any of that fun, so be sure to call the resorts directly and see what's being offered. Now, how about classic souvenirs with unique twists? It's time to reinvent the traditional Disney souvenir to make it something new and exciting again. We're going to start with pressed pennies. You can find pressed penny designs and machines in almost every land around the parks, and since these doodads are only $1 each, they're one of the most affordable souvenirs, if not the most affordable souvenir, you can pick up while you're in Disney World. They are really fun to collect, but what do you do with these pressed pennies once they're purchased? Do you just stuff them away in a drawer until you stumble on them again years on down the road and go, oh yeah, I remember these? Nah, instead of forgetting about your pressed pennies, consider purchasing a shadow box for them to put them on display or a little pressed penny folder in the parks to keep them all together. And I've seen lots of cute and unique pressed penny designs featured on like Pinterest and Instagram showing creative ways to highlight those pressed pennies in a way that you could display proudly in your home. Maybe you want to make your pressed pennies into jewelry. Amazon sells multicolored wristbands for kids that come with a special slit where you can insert and switch out pressed pennies to show off several different designs, maybe your favorite rides. Plus, you can also find penny pals online for a really unique spin on a classic pressed penny souvenir. These come in a variety of animal designs that kids can use to display their pressed pennies proudly as a magnet or a keychain or even a necklace. Disney World also sells pressed penny books at several of their main gift shops to hold all your new copper treasures and to look back on them later on. Oh, hold on. Bria heard we're talking about souvenirs, so she's going to tell you about her pins now.
Hello everyone, it's your Disney pin trading obsessed friend Bria back to show you what I do with my Disney pins after I've wrapped up a trip where I did a lot of pin trading and collecting and purchasing. The most obvious, cork boards. I've got a lot of cork boards decorating my office featuring my Tangled collection and my Stitch collection and my Disney Princess nesting doll set. But I've also got a few of these purses and bags with the clear windows where you can display your pins proudly without worrying about them falling off your bag and getting lost in the crowd or tripped on a sidewalk. Those are probably my two favorite ways to show off my pins, but I'd also give an honorable mention to displaying them on a denim jacket or, like AJ said before, inside a shadow box. Just be sure that if you do decide to wear a nice pin on your clothes, invest in a few of those butterfly clasps that you'll find at the craft stores versus just keeping the flimsy Mickey head ones that the pins come with. Those rubber Mickey heads are unpredictable, but the butterfly clasps lock in place to keep your pins nice and secure.
Ooh, and here's another really good souvenir. Getting all those character signatures, but getting them in a really cool way. Collecting a book full of signatures from your favorite Disney characters is really fun, but there are so many other unique ways to collect those autographs and put them on display. You can have characters sign a photo mat that'll eventually display one of your own PhotoPass pictures. You can get those Sharpies ready and have the characters sign your comfort water bottle, or maybe bring a white ball cap for the characters to sign. You can also do pillowcases, t-shirts, etc. Just make sure you're not wearing the thing you want them to sign. I get it. Usually, if you're investing in one of Disney's value resorts, you're trying to save money, not spend more money. But when it comes to the extra convenience that comes along with a preferred value room purchase, that's really hard to skip out on. Let me show you something real quick. Check out this map of Disney's All-Star Sports. Pretty massive, right? There are a whole lot of room possibilities you could be placed in. But the rooms located on the far end of the hotel are going to be quite a distance away from all the main amenities, like the food court, the surfboard pool, the gift shop, the lobby, and the bus stop. And sure, the walk might not seem insurmountable when you're at the start of your trip, but when you're in the thick of it and you got to walk all the way back to your room at the end of a 20,000 plus step park day, you bet you're going to be wishing you'd splurge that extra $30 per night for a preferred room that keeps it close to all the action. The downside, however, of a preferred room at a value hotel is, well, you're going to be close to all the action, which might make me sound like a hypocrite, but it's important to note that preferred rooms can get a lot noisier, especially if you got a pool view. Another important disclaimer, the standard value rooms at Disney's Art of Animation do not have a preferred option. If you're booking a Little Mermaid room, you're going to be placed out in the boonies, no matter what. Those prime preferred spots at Art of Animation are all reserved for the family suites, especially the Finding Nemo suites, which will cost you hundreds of dollars more per night to stay in, but will give you a lot more living space and fun theming and an extra bathroom. One of the main reasons I wanted to create the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining in the first place is to give families a chance to come together and study all of Disney's different restaurants in one easy-to-digest guide. That way, it becomes so much easier to pinpoint the Disney restaurants that everyone in your group will unanimously agree on. When it comes to Disney's hundreds of dining experiences to choose from, you are bound to find at least a handful of options that checks off all the boxes for your group, which in turn means you're going to find a restaurant that's going to make everybody happy. And yes, 100% happiness is always going to be worth the asking price. So, what exactly are these so-called boxes you need to be checking off when you're looking for a Disney World restaurant that everyone will be in favor of? Here, let me help you out. You'll want to make sure a Disney restaurant has a price point that fits your group's budget, has entertainment that'll be fun for the whole family, has a menu where everyone can at least find one thing they're excited to try, has a Disney dining plan offering that'll give you the best bang for your buck if you're using the DDP, and has a specific environment that fits what your group needs or wants. That is, one that's relatively quiet or has fireworks views or can accommodate big groups easily, etc. That's when you know you found a winner. Our new 2025 guidebook format has been created to make it super easy to see if a certain restaurant is going to work for your group or not. So if you're interested in checking it out and perhaps using it to create a cute and fun family night where you all come together to browse the guide and make a comprehensive list of all the places you want to try on your next Disney World adventure, then head on over to dfbstore.com. There you can browse our guides, look at sample pages, and get an idea if this is going to be right for you. Also, don't forget to use code YouTube before you check out for a discount on your guidebook purchases. All right, this next tip is one of my favorites. Epcot is your hub for international gadgets and gizmos. Very rarely do I visit Epcot without bringing something home from the World Showcase, and very rarely do I regret those purchases. This is where you're going to find the most unique souvenirs and packaged snacks that go beyond just your typical Loungefly and Spirit Jersey options. No offense to either. And best of all, if you're not someone who's too keen on decorating your house with a whole lot of Mickey heads, the shops around these pavilions will provide you with a variety of souvenirs that aren't just Disney inspired. Though you will find unique Disney inspired options in these shops too, it's just not everything is Disney. But instead of just talking about the World Showcase merch, why don't I show it to you instead? Starting in the Mexico Pavilion, you're going to find lots of brightly painted Dia de los Muertos ceramic pieces and wooden figurines. In Norway, it's going to go hard on the troll department, so you can take one of these funny little guys home with you, or you can just take a picture with a giant troll in the fjording shop. In China's House of Good Fortune, you're going to find lots of intricate lanterns, yummy and often surprising snacks like all those unique Lay's chip flavors, ornate handheld fans. I love the teapot selection here, merchandise commemorating the current Lunar New Year, and so much more. While you'll always find us choosing a caramel or caramel treat from Caramel Couche in the Germany Pavilion, the other shops here sell Christmas items all year round and authentic cuckoo clocks too. Also, don't forget to pick up your pickle ornament.
Fun fact, AJ, this past Christmas, I got my husband's main Christmas present from the Germany Pavilion. Now he's the proud owner of an authentic beer stein that has a piece of the actual Berlin Wall on top of it. Pretty cool.
Thanks, Bria. Now, the Italy Pavilion sells several Italian-specific goods, but the coolest souvenirs you'll find here are the Venetian masks and the variety of wines, too. Inside the American Adventure Pavilion, you'll find more art, like Bria was talking about earlier. Even if you don't want to walk away with a $100 painting, this store also sells postcard versions of many of their featured works, so you can still take home some of that art with you without breaking the bank. Just, pick up a frame at Target. The Japan Pavilion has one of the coolest stores in all of the world showcase, the Mitsukoshi Department Store, which sells bento boxes, chopsticks, lanterns, tea sets, kimonos, umbrellas, incense and holders, tons of clothing and fun socks, fans, bags and wallets, Zen gardens, snacks and ramen packages, even lucky owls. The Morocco Pavilion may not be huge, but you're still going to find a few colorful Moroccan lanterns and authentic Moroccan clothing and pieces that you might want to take home with you. Mostly I'm going to be spending my souvenir money on snacks around the France Pavilion because this place is a haven of fresh baked pastries and handcrafted sorbet, but you can also stock up on some ratatouille-inspired merch here or partake in a wine or champagne tasting. The France Pavilion also has the Plume Palette shop where you can get custom engraved perfume bottles. The UK Pavilion is all about their teas and packaged sweets and UK pop culture merch. But the most unique souvenir you can pick up from this pavilion is something that displays your family's coat of arms, which you can find over at the Crown and Crest. The Canada Pavilion's got the maple-flavored snacks you probably expected to find here, along with a variety of dream catchers and hand-carved figurines and plaid blankets. And around each of the pavilions, in general, you're going to find several mini ear designs and Tervis tumblers and World Showcase teas and country-specific magnets that you won't find anywhere else in Disney World. Not everything that you'll want or need to buy while you're in Disney World is necessarily going to be a Disney-specific service. There are lots of services beyond the Disney bubble that'll come to you to make sure you're taken care of on vacation. While Disney World has complimentary bus service and Skyliner rides and monorail transportation, these methods of getting to and from the parks can get packed at the start and tail end of the day. Not only that, but let's say you're staying at one of the all-star resorts and you need to make it over to your dining reservation at maybe Jiko at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is literally like 4 minutes away from all-star resorts. But Disney's free transportation does not transport guests between hotels. So you'll have to take a bus over to either one of the parks or Disney Springs first and then transfer over to another bus to make it the rest of the way to Animal Kingdom Lodge. By the end of it, this becomes almost an hour-long endeavor, if not more, even though the All-Star Resorts and Animal Kingdom Lodge are like 3 miles away from each other. But if you go ahead and pay the extra $15 to $25 for a rideshare, like Uber or Lyft, you can skip all that transferring nonsense altogether for a straight shot and a private ride to wherever you need to go. Keep in mind that not every rideshare comes equipped with car seats, which might be a big downfall for parents. That being said, Disney does have their own rideshare service you can book through the Lyft app called Minivans, which will also give you private and direct rides around Disney World and guaranteed car seats if you need them. These are very clean, very safe car seats as well. The problem with minivans are that they're very limited, they're often more expensive than a regular rideshare, and they'll only take you places around the Disney bubble, but won't travel beyond that. However, there may be times during your trip where a minivan is going to be a better fit for your family, especially if you want to pull up to the parks in a souped-up, polka-dotted vehicle. And how about delivery services? Grocery apps like Kroger Delivery are great to have on hand when you're needing snacks and drinks and other last-minute necessities, but you don't want to brave I-4 traffic to scavenge them for yourself. And you don't really want to pay the massive upcharges at the Disney gift shops. Now hold on, did we just say Kroger? Does Orlando even have a Kroger? Well, no, but Kroger does have a large fulfillment center close to the Disney bubble, so you can still get their groceries delivered to your hotel super easily. And because Kroger employees are paid to pack your order and deliver it, you don't have to worry about budgeting for a tip. In fact, the app won't even let you tip. You do, however, still need to budget for that delivery fee, which is about $10. Just remember, much like any grocery delivery service, it still takes some time for Kroger to get to your resort and drop off your stuff at Bell Services. So if you need something ASAP, your hotel's gift shop will likely have a limited supply of whatever you need. You're just going to have to pay more for those conveniences on the go. You might also want to invest in food delivery services like DoorDash and Uber Eats, which can bring your fast food from outside the Disney bubble over to your Disney World resort, or honestly any hotel you decide to stay at. I am not unfamiliar with the 10 p.m. McDonald's DoorDash on Disney grounds, so when you need a late night Mickey D's fry and large Diet Coke, DoorDash is gonna save the day. Or if you or someone in your party needs an ECV or stroller rental for the parks, Disney does provide these rental services for guests. However, Disney's rentals cannot be transferred between parks, and they can sell out, especially during busier times of the year. If you'd rather rent a stroller or ECV you can keep with you all trip long instead of having to rent a new one each day, and if you'd rather not gamble on whether or not these rentals will sell out before you arrive, you can always rent a stroller or ECV through a reliable third-party company. We always recommend Buena Vista strollers. Not only do these rental services give you a reliable set of wheels all vacation long, but they may be able to deliver your ECV or stroller directly to your hotel for you, so you don't have to worry about coming to get it. All right, here's the biggie. Is Disney's premium Skip the Ride line service always worth the investment? Well, not if you're traveling during a relatively slow time of the year, like back to school season, for instance. But is it worth it when Disney's lines are going to be at their predicted highest waits? Yeah, I would say so. MultiPass, which gives you Lightning Lane access to most rides in Disney World, as well as Single Pass, which gives you a la carte Lightning Lane access to the most popular or newest rides across the park, are the one exception to my buy when the prices are low mindset. Lightning lanes have fluctuating prices depending on when you go, but MultiPass tends to start at $15 per day and has the potential to get as high as $39 per day or, maybe more. We'll see what happens during the holidays this year. When you're seeing multi or single pass prices at the higher end of their price spectrum, that usually means the Lightning lanes are going to be worth purchasing. For example, if I'm looking at the multi-pass price calendar on the My Disney Experience app ahead of time, and I'm seeing that the day I'm planning on going to Epcot has multi-pass prices jacked up to $35 per person, that's going to send up a little red flag for me, alerting me that Disney's predicting some really high crowd levels for that park. So rides that might normally be 5 to 10 minute waits could start pushing 30 to 45 minutes or more all day long. We tend to see this kind of abnormal wait time spike right after Christmas and around New Year's Eve day. But it can also reach these higher prices and like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day sometimes gets really wild. Anyway, time is money in Disney World. So if you're already planning on spending quite a bit for a hotel room and flights and dining and souvenirs and theme park tickets and the whole 9 yards, then the last thing you want is for your expensive trip to turn into a whole lot of waiting in lines all day long just because you decided to skip out on investing in the multi or single passes that could have helped you out for, sub $100. We talk a lot about multi-pass and single pass on this channel. We even have a free Lightning Lane Ultimate Guide you can pick up by scanning the QR code you see on the screen now, or by heading over to disneyfoodblog.com/multipass after this. But I do want to mention one more thing before we move on. You'll only be able to pre-select 3 multi-pass Lightning lanes and up to 2 single-pass Lightning lanes before your visit. Pre-selections go live for Disney's hotel guests starting 7 days before check-in and 3 days before your park visit for everyone else who plans on staying off property. Once you use your first multi-pass Lightning lane in the park, you'll be able to select another on the day of your visit. You can hold up to 3 selections all day long, subject to availability. If, however, you want to skip the pre-selections and the day of selections altogether, Disney does have their new Lightning Lane option called Premier Pass that you can purchase instead, which gives you access to all of the multi-passes and single passes for one bundled price point in one park. This is a hefty investment, so once again, you don't always need it, and if you don't want to potentially pay $200, $300, $400 per person to access this service, then those multi or single pass purchases should still more than suffice no matter what time of year you plan to visit. That being said, if Disney World's one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips for you, and you're willing to go big or go home to make everything as memorable and convenient as possible, then Premier Pass might be worth looking into. Okay, I am turning things over to you now. What's something that you always buy in Disney World? Or if you've never been before, what questions do you still have about certain Disney items that maybe we didn't get the chance to address today? Let us know in the comments so that we can all help each other out here. And don't forget to grab our free Ultimate Lightning Lane Guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/multipass. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.